The Amber Heard, Johnny Depp verdicts have received a lot of attention in the media and otherwise. Live feeds from legal commentators would generate 1.3 million views, to say nothing of Court TV. But what responsibility did Elaine Bredehoft have in the verdict? What did she do that contributed to a devastating and unequivocal loss for her client, Amber Heard? Elaine Bredehoft had her story. She went on the Today Show and didn't acknowledge making any mistakes herself. What did she do? She did the worst possible thing, which was blame the jury and claim that they didn't understand, that they had been violating their oaths, and because her client had been, quote, demonized, that they were relying upon social media. She also said that key evidence that she wanted to get in was suppressed, and that the ability of her to put on her case was unfairly restricted by the judge. And to that, I say nonsense. When you get your tail handed to you in the biggest trial of your life, the smart thing to do is to go back and look at what you did wrong and how things got so badly out of hand. And what is it that Elaine Bredehoft did wrong that absolutely killed the case? What she did was put a witness up and prepare a witness that was a total disaster. The number one job of any trial attorney is to know the case and be prepared, but make sure that your client knows the case and is prepared and is persuasive to the fact finder, the judge or the jury. And without question, the worst lawyer for preparing a credible witness in the last decade or decades is Elaine Bredehoft. What was the fundamental problem in terms of how she prepared Amber Heard? When you are an attorney and there are bad facts for your client, there's an automobile accident, your client was texting. There's an automobile accident, your client has a blood alcohol that is below the legal limit, but is something. It is always a mistake to not lay that out up front and to lay out what the bad parts of your case are. Not only did the jury not believe Amber Heard at all, but the court of public opinion puts her below Putin. Why? Why is that? Well, if Heard was just a kindergarten teacher that had been married to Johnny Depp, wasn't a celebrity, wasn't trying to get attention, wasn't trying to advance a story, that would be one thing. But the way that Amber Heard came across was a woman who was telling a story. Her whole life was a story. And as Camille Vasquez methodically proved in ripping opposing counsel up, her whole life story was a phony pile of lies. She portrayed herself as a woman who believed in love and was going to donate all of the 7 million she got from Johnny Depp to charity, which she did not do. That was a complete lie and should have been fronted, that in fact she had made that misrepresentation. And rather than just acknowledging the misrepresentation, which was about her very life, they didn't own it. And then, even in the trial, they doubled down and called Amber Heard a, quote, heroic survivor of domestic abuse. And the story she wants to tell is, I don't care at all about money. I don't care about fame. I'm just a victim of domestic abuse. And I want to go on the offensive to help society. Nonsense. She bought that ambassadorship for $3.5 million. That fact was going to come out. And she was timing it, ghostwritten for the Washington Post, by the ACLU, to boost her own movie career, knowing full well that the reason it would get a lot of attention is it would paint Johnny Depp in a bad light. Not only did Elaine bredehoft lose the case on defamation, the jury awarded $5 million in punitive damages. They absolutely hated her guts. And the attorney couldn't own up to the fact that the story that was being presented, the preparation she had done, was simply not sustainable. Some of the observers that were around the courtroom reported that Elaine bredehoft was crying before the jury went home. But it's quite apparent that as an attorney, she did not own up to her fundamental responsibility, which is, you need to have your witnesses tell a story that is believable and consistent with the truth. And the fact of the matter is, she put Amber Heard up there and asked questions, and Amber Heard told a pack of lies. She was shown to be a methodical liar that would say anything or do anything to advance her career. There are ways, even when you have bad facts, to minimize them, but Elaine bredehoft has her own responsibility for the loss. Blaming the jury is disgraceful and shameful, because the jury saw that she was not credible. John Belcher, Law Offices of John Belcher.